Forgot to do this in the last video, but shout out to my guy, day one. He asked for it, so here it is. Anthony Mazzella, you're the man, bud. Thank you for everything, and appreciate you. Hello, beautiful people. Today is a sad day. Today is the day that I bring the van back. Can somebody explain to me how fast 21 days actually went? Because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel like it's been 21 days. I don't feel like I've been here for that long. It feels like just yesterday I landed in San Francisco and I was picking this thing up. But yet here I am, 21 days later, back in San Francisco, and I'm going to be flying home. This thing has been awesome. I loved every moment of this trip. This trip has taught me so much. This trip has taught me so much about myself, and it's awesome. I couldn't trade it for anything. I learned, I guess, how to be myself, or be more comfortable with myself. Because I know when I first started, I couldn't talk to this camera. It took me forever. Because I like having the A-B conversation, and this is just me talking into a lens. And it was awkward. It still is awkward. I know if somebody's walking by or somebody, I'll stop the video and wait for them to go by, and then I'll start the video again to try and record, and I'll start over. Like, even if I was talking forever, I'll end up re-recording it all because I just feel awkward. It's helped me with my video editing. I know when I would put all this together, my head gets very loud, and it's not always a positive, upbeat kind of vibe. It gets pretty negative when I'm trying to make a video or edit videos. So to be consistent with this was really like the goal for me, because I always talk myself out of making the video. That's why it took me so long to make the van tour video. I don't know why, but it just, in my head, that's where I was coming from. And knowing that people want to see it definitely helps me and inspires me. So that's why I'm glad I can do this for everybody and show them this experience, because it has not only just been a trip, but it's been also a life, milestone for myself. Being able to go out on my own with a very shady plan, not always having every campsite secured, not always having everything, all my I's dotted and my T's crossed. I was going around, bouncing around from place to place, going to campgrounds that were closed, to just going to parking lots, to showering in a lake, to, all sorts of different things. It's awesome. Seeing so many of you send me DMs of, oh, this is the trip that I've always wanted to do, or, oh, that's so awesome. I would say go and do it. I myself, if I can do this, you can do this. And it doesn't have to be a 21-day trip. This is only just because I had off of work and whatnot. You can just do it for a weekend, even if it's like a 3-day getaway or a 2-day getaway, even 1 day. Just go do the thing that you've been wanting to do, because in 5 to 10 years, that thing that you wanted to do that you never did is going to turn into a regret. And then that's when you're going to feel even worse on yourself, or more upset with yourself. You're going to feel down because you're like, oh, I could have done that, or I should have done this, or why didn't I do that? And the reason was you just were scared. You didn't want to pull the trigger on it. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it took me forever to pull this trigger. When I was at work, I was thinking about it, I was planning it, I ended up telling some people at work too, and like, oh dude, you got to do it. And then I was like, oh yeah, I know. I kept saying I know. I was so scared of, where am I going to go to the bathroom? Where am I going to take a shower? Where am I going to do this? Where am I going to do that? I was so scared of something that I didn't need to be scared of, because you'll eventually find a place to do all that stuff, or you'll figure a way out when you're there to do all of that. So it doesn't, those worrisomes were imagined, like they were in my imagination. Like I didn't need to worry about that because it ended up working out. So why even stress about that? I got a guy pulling up next to me right now, so I'm going to keep this rolling just to prove a point. So these were all things that I was so scared of prior, before the trip even started. So then I eventually just bought the van, did it off a whim. I mean, obviously I did research, but then I bought the van. I was like, okay, now this thing is real. This is a real trip that I'm going on. Now how do I get there? And then I would plan that out. Figured a way out to get there. Okay, where am I staying the first night? Figured that out. Okay, where am I staying? What's the next campground? Okay, figured that out. Okay, what do I have to do for this? What do I have to do for that? And you kind of just figure it out. Because once that ball starts rolling, it just keeps on going. And it's a beautiful thing, because something so minute could have held me back from all of this. Just me being this scared about one little thing was holding me back from purchasing it and going on this amazing trip. All because I didn't know where I was going to go to the bathroom, where I was going to shower. What does it matter? What does it matter? Obviously cleanliness, but eventually I did. So just do it. It's so worth it. I can't say it enough. It is so worth it. It's such an accomplishment. You just feel accomplished at the end of the day. Like you feel like you've done something amazing, because you have. And like I said before, it doesn't have to be to this level where you go on a 21-day journey somewhere. Like it doesn't have to be to that extent. It can be a small little thing where it's like, I really want to go try out this restaurant, or I want to go try out this place. It's something so minute. It doesn't have to be an extravagant thing. It could be something very like small. It could be a one-day getaway. Like anything, whatever it is, just do it, because it's such a good feeling. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything in the world. And everything that's led up to this point to get me here was worth it all. Love you all.